Hello guys, it's John here from the Body Engineers, and in today's workout I've got a body weight 20 minutes workout where we're going to do 8 exercises. We're going to start with 30 seconds for each one, followed by a 30-second rest. So we're going to take it a little bit slower to start with, just so I can explain each exercise. So it's going to be in a lower body and then an upper body format. So we're going to be working on lots of different muscles of the body. So it's a really good routine to do to train and train all the different body parts, and also just to sort of get yourself moving throughout the day. So once we've done the first round, then we're going to follow onto 45 seconds of work and 15 seconds of rest. So once you've got used to each exercise, then we're going to step it up a little bit and make it a bit harder. And then if you have time, then you can then do a third round by just following that second round. So I'm going to explain each exercise as we go along, and I've got my timer here. So we've got 30 seconds of work followed by 30 seconds of rest. So first of all, I'm just going to explain the first exercise, then we're going to start the time, and then we're going to go on to the next one. So the first one we're going to do is a single leg squat matrix. So what you're going to need for this is a chair to hold on to just for support. Then you're going to have the foot straight ahead, and then what we're doing is we're doing single leg squats in a kind of a going into different angles. So we're going to bring the foot, in fact it's probably easier to bring the foot out to the side first. So knee forward, hip back, like you're doing sort of a single leg squat, and then you're driving into the floor to come back up and straining both the knee and the hip. Then you can go forward 45 degrees, drive up, and then out 90 degrees, and then out 45 degrees, and then you're going to go straight back into like a reverse lunge. Now if you need support, you can hold on to this, and we're going to do that for one round for each side. So we're going to start in 3, 2, and 1, and let's go. So we're going to start with the right hand side. So knee forward, hip back, bring the leg out 45 degrees, and then out 90 degrees, and then back 45, and then straight back into kind of a reverse lunge. Then we're going to go back around again, 45 back, 90 degrees out to the side, and then 45 in front. The main thing with this is to keep the foot flat on the ground. This is a great exercise to train the glutes in different angles, and rest there. So we've got 30 seconds, then we're going to go to the other side. So you're going to place, either turn around or you can place the chair on the other side, and then we're going to line up the other foot. So we're doing exactly the same thing, just on the left side. So we're going to go knee forward, hip back, and then we're going to go 45 degrees in front, and then out to the side, and then 45 degrees back. So we're going to do that in 3, 2, 1, and let's go. So you're going to go kind of in front first. You could do 45 degrees and then 90 degrees. Keep the hip out to the side. Make sure the knee stays over the foot, and then straight back, and then reverse lunge. You're trying to keep attention in the glutes and leg throughout the whole time. So try and keep moving, but keep the form obviously good. Keep the foot flat on the ground, and then pushing into the floor. Don't worry about how low you go. Just try to keep that the right posture and everything. Okay, so we've got 20 seconds, and then we're going to go into an elbows in push-up. So there's a couple of ways you can do this. You can do it on the knees, and I'm going to use some push-up handles because I have limited wrist mobility. So you're just going to keep them so your elbows are pointing backwards on your knees, and then down, squeeze the shoulders together, and then driving back up. Okay, let's go. So 30 seconds from now. If the knee one is easy, then you can come up into a full push-up, drive up, squeeze the shoulders at the bottom, and then slowly down. So this one is a bit more of a tricep focused push-up, rather than the other versions where the elbows would be out like this and you'd have the handles orientated in the other direction. A few more seconds, and rest there. So this is kind of like a bit more of a warm-up round, and then obviously in the next round we're going to step it up a little bit and do 45 seconds. So next we're going to do a single leg deadlift. So start on the leg, or start on the first leg that you started on with the single leg matrix, it's going to be the same thing. You're going to hold on to something for support. So for this one, it's more hamstring focused. So you're just pushing the hips right back. As you push the hips back, you're bending forward, let's go. And you're not making sure that the knee doesn't bend forward. So you push the knee back so you feel that stretch in the hamstring to keep the knee right over the foot. So you might want to push your hip out to the side a bit to feel it a bit more. And make sure you go right back in the hips. And you're bending forward at the same time. So you're trying to find that stretch in the hamstring. And if you don't need to hold on to something, you can do it like this. It's obviously a lot more harder and becomes more challenging for your balance. And then we're going to do the other side. So you're going to place the other foot on the ground, and then you're just pushing your hip right back. You can use your arm as a kind of counterbalance, and then driving back up. So hip right back. So we're starting in 5 seconds. So you can use something for support if you need. In 3, 2, 1, and let's go. So push the hip right back. Try and find that stretch in the hamstring. Just push your knee back if you don't feel it that much in the hamstrings. So you get to the bottom and then you just push it back a little bit more. Just make sure your back is staying nice and straight, and then you're driving through the floor to come back up. 10 seconds. This is a good hamstring exercise when you have no equipment at home. It's obviously a lot more challenging than doing a double leg version. Good. And then we're going to grab a mat and we're going to do something for the mid to upper back. So we're going to get the chair out of the way. So we're going to lie on your back, on your front, sorry. And then have your arms out in a wide position. So if you find this one sort of more isolates the mid to lower back. So what you're going to do is try and keep the arms straight, reach away, and then extend. Pause at the top, and then slow down. And you can reset, you reach away, and then extend. If this is too hard for your shoulders and mobility, then you can come out into more of a T-raise, and then you're just doing it. Same fashion, reach away slightly, come up and squeeze at the top. Otherwise, you can continue with the Y raise. Keep the arms completely straight, reach away, and then extend, and then back again. So that one's a good one, particularly if you're sitting at a desk all day. It's a good one just to strengthen up the mid to lower back. Then we're going into skaters. So there's a couple of variations for this. You can do, if you have dodgy knees, you don't want to do the full version. All you can do is just step side to side, push off this outside leg, step. So you're going into like a bit of a squat on each side. And then as you get used to it, then you can increase the speed. The main thing is to make sure the knee doesn't go outside the foot. Otherwise, you're going to do more of a skater. So you're keeping on one leg like this, and then you're going to jump to the other side, making sure the knee stays, as I said, inside of the foot. And your body is rotating on your leg a little bit. Just make sure it doesn't overly rotate, and you're keeping the foot flat on the ground. And then as you get used to it, you can increase the speed. This is a really tough one for the glutes. And then the last one is we've got an oblique crunch. So you're gonna lie on the mat, keep your legs flat on the ground, cross the arms, and then you're crunching it up, and then you're just bringing the opposite elbow to the opposite hip, and then slowly back. And without resting, you're gonna go to the other side. Hold it, and then back to the middle. Pause, and then back. Okay, and that is it for the 8 exercises. So grab a little break for a few seconds, and then we're gonna get right into it. We're gonna step it up with more time per exercise. I'll see you in a second. All right, guys, so we're going into the second round, and what we're going to do for this round, we're going to do 45 seconds followed by 15 seconds transitions. We're going to go a little bit faster. So we're starting with the single leg squat matrix on the right side in 3, 2, 1, and let's go. So we're going forward with the leg first, and then out to the side. Hold something for support if you need, out 45 degrees, and then straight back. So 45, out to the side. Try and go as fast as you can, keep it in good form. So knee forward, hip back. Try and get that nice, good glutes activation on the right side. Make sure you keep the foot flat on the ground. So it's going to be a lot harder going forward. It just feels more awkward, certainly for me. So if you have limited ankle dorsiflexion, then this is going to feel maybe a little bit awkward. So you just bring the knee as far forward as you can without the heel coming up. And this is burning. Good. And then switch sides. So then you go into the other side. So again, this is a really good exercise for the glutes, quads, particularly if you don't have much equipment at home. So 3, 2, 1, and let's go. So same thing on the other side. Foot forward, out 45 degrees in front, straight out to the side. And you're just trying to tap the heel onto the ground when you go out to the side. So heel tap, just grab onto something for support, and then 45 degrees in front, and then you can go in front as well, straight in front. And then just back around again. And then try and increase the speed. And then back. That's it. Straight out to the side. Just make sure you keep a nice straight spine. Keep the foot flat on the ground and knee over the foot. Oops. And then straight back and rest there. Good job. So then we're going to go into the elbows in push-ups. This is again more of a tricep exercise in 5 seconds. So orientate the dumbbells or push-up handles front to back, and then you go up into a plank, high plank, and then drive forward. So make sure the elbow stays directly over the wrist. So you have to go forward a bit more with this one. If it's too hard doing a full one, then you can go to the knees. Just make sure you keep your hips extended. Otherwise you can go into a full push-up position, and then you can increase the speed a bit. If it's not too bad, about 15 seconds. Keep the abs tight, squeeze the glutes. That's it. Squeeze and rest there. Good, and then back up onto your feet. And then we've got the single leg deadlift. So again, starting on the same side you started on with the, we're doing this side. Do the right side first. So foot straight ahead. So this is a hamstring exercise, pushing the hip right back. And you can use your opposite arm for counterbalance. And then you're just extending the hip and then pushing right back. Keep the back straight. Foot straight ahead, knee over the foot. So you can push the hip out a bit more, but then that'll be a bit less hamstring. If you keep the hip straight back, you'll probably feel your hamstring stretching a bit more. So right back. If you don't feel the hamstring, just push the knee back at the bottom. Make sure you don't feel it too much underneath, directly underneath the knee. That's it. And switch sides. And if the bodyweight version is not too difficult, then you can add some weight, or you can do it without support. But generally I would suggest doing it with support, just so you can really focus on finding that stretch and feeling it in the hamstring. And you can bring the arm out to the side. It also helps with keeping the spine extended. Knee over the foot, right back in the hips. That's it. So this surprisingly can make you feel quite stiff in the hamstrings the next day if you haven't done this exercise for a while. Right back in the hips, so you feel that hamstring stopping you from going further. And then drive back up. In, whoop, 10 seconds. Just over. 5 seconds. Right back in the hips. And good job. Okay, so then you're going to grab the mat. We're going back to the Y raise. So you're going to lie face down on the mat. So again, you could do a T raise if you found the Y raise too difficult. Otherwise, you can go into a Y, keep the arm straight, forehead on the ground, reach away and drive up, squeeze the shoulders together. and then back down again, reach away. Just make sure you keep the arms completely straight, as straight as you can. Find that squeeze, and then back, and then reach away again. Arms straight, straight as you can. And then you can pulse up and down if you find it not too difficult. This is quite an awkward exercise, it can be anyway, if you have limited shoulder motion, which I do a little bit. Really try and find that squeeze in between the shoulders and the mid to lower back. Good job. And then we're coming back onto your feet, and then we're going to skaters. So again, if you have not such great knees, then it's better to do sort of more of a side to side, and then you're just pushing off that side. So you're just going to increase the speed sort of into a squat, and then you're pushing off the outside leg. If your knees are good, then you can go into single leg position. Make sure the knee's over the foot, and then you're just jumping to the side. Just make sure your knee doesn't go outside of the foot. You're just allowing the body to kind of rotate on your leg a little bit, but just make sure it's with control, so up and across, and then you can increase the speed. And this will start to burn quite a lot in the glutes. That's it. Side to side. A few more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. And then we've got the oblique crunch, which is the last exercise. In a few seconds. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. So across the arms, crunching up, and then you're bringing the opposite elbow to opposite hip, and then back to the middle. Make sure you don't rest your head on the floor unless you really need to. Squeeze at the top, back to the middle, rock across, hold it. Really try and find that squeeze in the abs. Side to side, that's it. Pause, and then back. Crunch, pause, back. A few more seconds. That's it. And rest there. Okay, good job guys. So that's the end of this little 8 exercise series. Whoops. If you feel energetic enough to do another round, then please rewatch that last round and repeat it. Otherwise, that's the end of the workout. This is just a cool little 20-minute workout you can do from essentially anywhere, because all you need is a chair and a mat and maybe some dumbbells or push-up handles if you have limited motion in your wrist. So please, if you like this workout, like, comment and subscribe down below, and I'll see you very soon.
The Body Engineers.